My boyfriend was at his poorest that year. I broke up with him. Later, he became successful. He used every means to marry me. Everyone says I'm his first love, his most beloved wife, until later. He brought different women home every night. Broke my heart. Made me a laughingstock in our circle. But I didn't cry or make a scene. I quietly stayed in the study. Never disturbed his affairs. He went crazy. He asked in a low voice, "Aren't you jealous?" He didn't know I was sick. Every day he took revenge on me. I was silently counting down how many days I had left to lie. In the 3rd year of marriage to ENGDUB, he kept a young, pretty college student. Her name was Zhou Qiaoqiao. She looked pure and cute, exactly ENGDUB's type. He had kept her for over half a year, except for me. She was the woman he kept the longest. Friends warned me to be careful. They said ENGDUB seemed to have real feelings for Zhou Qiaoqiao. I first met Zhou Qiaoqiao on my birthday. I had a nosebleed in the morning and went to the hospital. The doctor said I might only lie until next spring. I nodded gently and whispered, "It's okay. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm a bit afraid of pain. I heard there's a very expensive medicine that could make me more comfortable." I didn't have enough money in my bank card, so I went to ENGDUB's company to find him. I happened to see Zhou Qiaoqiao there too. She had just graduated and worked as his secretary. ENGDUB was in a meeting. I sat outside waiting. Zhou Qiaoqiao kept staring at me. She whispered to her colleagues, "That's the bot's wife. She's so ugly, all dried up, like she's about to die. You all say I look like her. Where? I'm much prettier than her." My reflection in the shiny glass wasn't good. I was about to die too. A colleague pulled Zhou Qiaoqiao and whispered, "You don't know how much the bot loves her. If you make him unhappy, he might kill you." I heard ENGDUB loved me very, very much. Zhou Qiaoqiao pouted in defiance. She rolled her eyes at me. She brought me a cup of tea and asked softly, "Sister Mang, how can the bot let you wait so long? How strange." Before, whenever I came to see him, no matter how busy he was, he'd come to me first. He said I was the most important. I thought he was that considerate to all women. I thought about it. ENGDUB was indeed different with Zhou Qiaoqiao. He had countless lovers. He used them as tools to spite me. He brought different women home every night, testing my reaction again and again. ENGDUB never lingered with them long. Maybe a day or two. Maybe 10 days or half a month. He always got bored quickly, except for Zhou Qiaoqiao. ENGDUB kept her outside, had meals, shopped, and watched movies with her. They were like an ordinary, loving couple. He gave her money and lop. I looked at Zhou Qiaoqiao and smiled at her. Gently asked, "You're so important. How could ENGDUB bear to make you a hidden mistress? You should persuade him to divorce me soon and marry you. The unloved one is the mistress. You're the one who's extra. You just rely on meeting Mr. Shen a few years before me. But now you're old and ugly. What do you have to compete with me?" Her colleague, probably afraid I'd get angry, quickly grabbed her arm to pull her away. Actually, I didn't care. I had already told myself I wouldn't get angry over ENGDUB. I wouldn't be sad over ENGDUB. And I definitely wouldn't fight with other women over him. He wasn't worth it. Zhou Qiaoqiao was pulled and lost her balance. Fell to the ground, shattering the teacup in her hand. A deep cut on her palm. Blood spilled everywhere. ENGDUB saw through the glass of the meeting room the injured Zhou Qiaoqiao. Everyone watched him drop his documents, push the door and walk over. He scooped Zhou Qiaoqiao into his arms, cursing coldly. Who the hell hurt her? The kind colleague stepped back 2 steps, pale with fear. I sneered. I did it, and she deserved it. Debt, I deserved it, ha ha ha. Who made me fall for the wrong person? Being called a mistress, a kept woman. But Mr. Shen, as long as you lot me too, I'll stay by your side forever. No one can separate us. She cried so cutely. Even saying such absurd things seemed brave and determined. ENGDUB was amused by her. He wiped away her tears. Be good, you've become a little crybaby. He really was different with her. I lowered my eyes, too lazy to watch. Just said to ENGDUB, "For my birthday this year, I want 500,000. Funny thing, we were married, but didn't even have each other's contact info, except to ask for money. I never contacted him. We agreed before marriage. He wanted my person, I wanted his money. ENGDUB always hated me as a gold digger, but before, whenever I asked, no matter how much money, he would give it to me, always more. Except this time. Money is fine, but Meng, first lower your proud head and say sorry to Qiaoqiao." ENGDUB wanted to buy my dignity for 2 million and buy an apology for Zhou Qiaoqiao. This was the first time he used money to humiliate me for another woman. I slowly clenched my fists and smiled lightly, forcing myself to endure the sudden pain, turned and walked away. I don't want the money. I suddenly wondered, Shenyanzhao, if one day you knew this money could let me lie longer, you knew how much I suffered before dying, what expression would you have? I went home alone, curled up in pain under the covers, broke out in a cold sweat, took some sleeping pills. I lied to myself that if I slept, it wouldn't hurt. Drowsy, I had a dream. Dreamed of when I was 20. Shenyanzhao was poor, but he loved me very, very much. That year on my birthday, passing a coffee shop, I saw a couple sitting by the window. The girl held a small white cake. It looked delicate, delicious, and expensive. I remember it was snowing heavily that day. I held a handful of snow and smiled at Shenyanzhao. Yen, does this pile of snow look like a cake? Shenyanzhao gritted his teeth and hugged me tight, not letting me see his secretly reddened eyes. 3 days later, he showed up at my dorm with a big cake. A whole cake cost 258 yuan, and he stood on the snowy street, handing out 3,000 flyers, only earning 100 yuan. I saw the frostbite on his fingers, and cried without shame. Shenyanzhao, your hands should be for reading. For writing. Not for ruining just to make me het pie. I don't deserve such an expensive gift at all. Shenyanzhao frowned and immediately argued. Meng, you're the best girl in the world. You deserve all the good things in the world. That day, I cried while eating the whole cake. After a long time, I forgot its taste. Only knew that after that day, I never seemed to eat a cake better than his. I slept for a long time, groggy. Heard my phone ringing. Answered and heard Shenyanzhao calling me. I smiled softly and called him sweetly. Yen, it's snowing heavily. I want cake. Before he could speak, I turned over and fell back into a deep sleep. Slept until midnight, woke up hungry, went to the kitchen for food, found Shenyanzhao had actually come back. He bought a big house for Zhou Qiaoqiao. They lived there together. Zhou Qiaoqiao cooked for him, made him het pie, waited for him to come home. Shenyanzhao was doing well. He hadn't been home in a long time. He leaned lazily against the floor-to-ceiling window, a cigarette in his mouth, staring straight at me. I lowered my eyes and walked past him. He grabbed me. Meng, why are you so thin? His tone was gentle, as if he still loved me. I paused and shook off his hand hard. He looked at his empty palm. His face slowly turned cold. When I reached the dining table, I saw a cake with candles on it. Only then did I realize that call wasn't a dream. I said I wanted cake, and Shenyanzhao bought it. Was this some kind of peace offering? But I was about to die. I no longer needed a cake or Shenyanzhao. I grabbed the cake and threw it in the trash. Shenyanzhao gritted his teeth, pinned me against the wall, cursed viciously. Are you messing with me? What if I am? I say I want cake, and you go buy it. Why are you still so pathetic? I deliberately stabbed his heart. He stubbed out his cigarette hard, dragged me into the bedroom, threw me onto the bed. Shenyanzhao was probably furious. I'm scared, Shenyanzhao. You bastard. Don't touch me. I think you're dirty. Do you know when you said you wanted cake? How het pie I was. And then you made a fool of me. He looked up, eyes red, staring at me. I held back tears and glared back. Shenyanzhao leaned down, getting closer, but his phone suddenly rang. It was Zhou Qiaoqiao calling. Shenyanzhao paused but still answered. I heard Zhou Qiaoqiao crying and asking, Mr. Shen, are you really leaving me for Sister Meng? You clearly lie me. I'm at a bar now, drunk. A man is harassing me. Can you come pick me up? Meng, beg me. Beg me to stay. If you beg me, I won't go. He seemed to have forgotten. Long ago, I also put aside my pride. Shenyanzhao, can we talk calmly for once? Can we stop fighting? Can we be together properly? Can you be nicer to me? Meng, you don't deserve it. Those 3 words have been stuck in my heart. Until today, I can finally return them. I grabbed his collar and said word by word, Shenyanzhao, you don't deserve it. Shenyanzhao was silent for a moment, then laughed bitterly. He brought the phone to his ear and said to Zhou Qiaoqiao, wait for me to pick you up. Without looking at me again, he got up and slammed the door. The next day, photos of Shenyanzhao fighting another man over Zhou Qiaoqiao spread through our circle. This was the first time his affair with another woman became public. A few reporters were at the door. They pestered me with questions when I went out. Mrs. Zhao Shen, what do you have to say about Mr. Shen and Zhou Qiaoqiao? What do you want me to say? One is a cheating husband. The other is a woman who knew she was a mistress. What do you want to hear? But I heard that when Mr. Shen was poorest, you dumped him for money. The girl kept asking. Then he became rich, and you emotionally blackmailed him. Used every means to marry him. Now Mr. Shen has found true love. He and Xiaoqiao are a perfect match. You're the one clinging to the Mrs. Shen title and calling others mistresses. Don't you think you're the bully? I stopped. grabbed the press badge on her chest. She was an intern reporter. Behind the badge was a student ID from Nanshan University. I asked calmly, "You're Zhou Qiaoqiao's friend, right?" Back then, Shen Yanzhao stopped at nothing to marry me. Do you think I wanted to marry him? Everyone in our circle knows that. Don't you know? Or are you here to slander me? To help your friend steal a husband? Her expression changed. She snatched back her badge nervously. She and I are friends. But I'm a reporter. My words are objective and fair. If you really didn't want to marry Mr. Shen, then he fell in love with someone else. Why don't you divorce him? I thought about it, about to speak, when my nose started bleeding again. I looked pathetic. Someone laughed. Mrs. Shen says she doesn't care that she was forced to marry Mr. Shen. Then why is she so upset? She's even bleeding from the nose. I wiped the blood from my lips and said calmly, "I'm not upset. I'm just sick, about to die. I've been getting nosebleeds lately." The crowd suddenly fell silent. Everyone stopped laughing. Only the girl continued. "Stop pretending. A nosebleed, and you're playing sick for sympathy. I can't stand women lie you. Just to keep a man. Always acting like you're dying." She flipped her ponytail and left. Her back was as annoying as Zhou Qiaoqiao's. The 6DO of me surrounded by reporters quickly went viral. Shen Yanzhao responded publicly, "I will never divorce. Don't bother my wife anymore." That afternoon, Zhou Qiaoqiao's reporter friend was fired. Many netizens cursed me. "This woman is disgusting. If she doesn't want to marry, don't marry." Lie, someone forced her at knife point. "Stop pretending to be helpless." They said she was Shen's first love. I think she's just a fake. Shen is so protective of her. I'm jealous. And she dumped the 11io for money before. Now she marries him for money. Suddenly, a netizen interrupted. "Watch your mouths. You don't know the truth. So shut up." Everyone started asking what the truth was. It's actually a pretty cliché shittery. That year, my mother got a terminal illness. The doctor said the genetic risk was very high. I could get sick at any time. If I married and had children, they'd probably be at risk too. The day my mother fell ill, she bled a basin of nosebleed, lost too much blood, was in a coma for 3 days. When she woke up, she told me to break up with Shen Yanzhao. I stared blankly and whispered, "Mom, he won't mind me," as if saying it to my mom and to myself. Mom knows he's a good kid. You two have been dating since high school. He'd wait for you at the alley every morning on his bike. You think I didn't know? Once, I saw him buy a meat sandwich for your breakfast. He only had 12 yuan in his pocket. The sandwich was 10 yuan, leaving 2. He bought 2 cups of soy milk. One for you, one for him. You were greedy and clueless back then. He lied that he'd eaten. And you believed him, happily eating that sandwich. Little Shen was so pitiful then. His parents divorced, no one wanted him. They only gave him that little allowance each month. He lived like an orphan. 12 yuan might have been his whole day's food. He spent it all on you without a second thought. I knew then my daughter was lucky to find such a good boy. It's because he's so good that mom feels for him. That year, Shen Yanzhao's grandmother was also hospitalized. He grew up with her. They were very close. To treat her, he was busy every day, overwhelmed. My mom said Shen Yanzhao's wings were too fragile, carrying his grandmother and you. He wouldn't be able to fly. I pinched my palm. After a long time, I said in a trembling voice, "Mom, I can't bear to leave him." Things from 10 years ago still hurt to think about. I bought my mom's favorite persimmons to visit her grave one last time. I'm about to die. I need to tell her I won't come again. Before going, I first went to Shen Yanzhao's company to get something. When my mom was alive, she really liked Shen Yanzhao. That year, before she got sick, Shen Yanzhao and I were still deeply in love. My mom went to the temple to pray and got 2 blessing dolls, 1 boy. Hidden inside was Shen Yanzhao's birthday. 1 girl doll had my birthday. For safety, health, and eternal love. Mom told me to give the doll to Shen Yanzhao. Shen Yanzhao didn't want his doll. He insisted on taking mine. He said seeing it was like seeing me. He liked seeing me. That doll is still on Shen Yanzhao's desk. I'm afraid when I die, he'll throw it away like trash. It was a gift from my mom. I need to take it back and put it on her grave to keep her company. When I arrived at the company, Shen Yanzhao was watching my 6DO from this morning. In it, I was bleeding from the nose, saying I was dying. Seeing me, he tossed his phone aside, said nothing, asked nothing. I saw the spot where the doll used to be was empty. Frowned and asked, "Where's my doll?" Zhou Qiaoqiao followed me in. A couple of days ago, I cut my palm. Mr. Shen felt so bad for me, said he couldn't bear to see me hurt, so he gave me that doll. He also said the doll looked like you, clumsy, but she really likes Sister Meng. Isn't that nonsense? I'm so pretty. I don't look like that ugly doll. I clenched my fists hard, glared at Xin Yanzhao and demanded, how dare you give my things to someone else? My mom got that for me. How dare you give it away? Was that doll your thing? Sorry, I forgot. Thought it was some worthless junk. When he finished, I picked up the ashtray and threw it at him. Xin Yanzhao didn't dodge. The crystal ashtray hit his forehead, drew blood. Are you crazy? Hitting someone over a stupid doll. He turned and ran out. Came back quickly, holding my doll. He threw the doll at me and shouted, take your stuff and get lost. Cheap junk no one cares about. You think I want it? Stop being crazy. Take your stuff and leave. The doll hit the ground and shattered. I saw my name and birthday broken into pieces. Lie my fate. Probably beyond repair. My head buzzed. I slapped Zhou Qiaoqiao, screaming like crazy. That was my mom's. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Before I could finish, tears fell. I reached for Zhou Qiaoqiao, but Xin Yanzhao grabbed my wrist and stopped me. My eyes burned as I stared at him. Crying, then laughing, I cursed him. You know I'm dying. And you still bully me. Xin Yanzhao, you're a monster. First the cake, now you're dying. Ameng. Are you having fun messing with me? Don't cry for me. I won't feel sorry for you anymore. Before he could finish, a drop of blood suddenly fell, landed on his hand. I was bleeding from the nose again. This time, it's worse than before. My legs are weak. My whole body hurts so much I can't even stand. I collapsed straight down. Xin Yanzhao caught me in his arms. He shouted for an ambulance, helpless. He could only watch as my blood flowed more and more, staining his shirt red. Unconscious, I heard Xin Yanzhao crying, asking over and over, why? Why won't the bleeding stop? Please, no more blood. Ameng, please don't scare me. I smelled the disinfectant in the hospital. I heard the doctor tell Xin Yanzhao. Originally, she could have lived until next spring, or even longer. But she said she had no money and stopped treatment. Now her condition is out of control. There's no point in continuing treatment. Xin Yanzhao retorted. So you're saying my wife is dying? Before the doctor could speak, he suddenly raised his voice and cursed at me viciously. I want my wife to lie. If you can treat her, damn it. If you can't, get the hell out. That day, Xin Yanzhao nearly trashed the hospital room. He called in countless expert teams. He said no matter how much it cost, he would make me lie. But a terminal illness isn't something money can cure. Xin Yanzhao was stubborn and wouldn't listen to anything. He wanted to take me out of the hospital, take me abroad for treatment. He had money and power to cause a scene in the hospital. No one dared to stop him, until my best friend, Lin Zhaochao, appeared with my will. I had made it notarized a long time ago, entrusting everything to her decision. I said if one day I'm bedridden and can't move, can't eat or drink, then don't bother. Let me go. He knew it. I'm most afraid of pain. Zhao Zhao slapped Xin Yanzhao across the face. Pointing at his nose, she cursed. You have so much money. Where the hell were you earlier? Showing off your power now, Botchin? Too late. It's too late. She's going to die. You're not taking her anywhere. Where she is, I am. Xin Yanzhao stared at the will in Zhao Zhao's hand, frozen. After a long time, I heard him whisper, his voice choked with tears. Lin Zhaochao. Let me take her away. I'm begging you. Trust me. She can survive. He's doing it on purpose. She won't die. But if she dies, what will I do? Wah wah wah. A heartless man lie you. Can lie well without anyone? Stop pretending to be so devoted here. You're disgusting yourself and others. He pushed Xin Yanzhao away and sat by the bed, holding my hand. As soon as he opened his mouth, tears fell. He asked, I really don't want to lie anymore, huh? She cried so much that I felt sad too. I wanted to raise my hand and wipe away her tears. Tell her not to worry about me. I'm just going to sleep a very, very long, good sleep. Once I'm asleep, it won't hurt anymore. Wake up one more time. Oku? You said it yourself. We have to say goodbye properly, so there won't be regrets when we leave. You haven't said goodbye to Mom yet. Haven't said goodbye to me. How can you bear it? My tears fell along with hers. The vital signs monitor suddenly beeped. The doctor quickly told Zhao Zhao to talk to me more. He said I was showing signs of waking up. That day, Zhao Zhao held my hand, not even daring to drink water. Kept talking to me. She cried and laughed. It was pretty scary. I had planned to just die. But with her doing this, if I didn't wake up to comfort her, it would feel really inappropriate. I struggled hard against my already broken body. Until midnight, I finally opened my eyes. For over half a month after I woke up, Zhao Zhao stayed by my side without leaving. everything. She took care of me obsessively, feeding me, accompanying me to the bathroom. She almost even wanted to take off my pants. I was anxious to get better quickly. If this continued, Lin Zhaochao would go crazy. I didn't say anything, closed my eyes and pretended to be asleep. Xin Yanzhao still didn't know why I broke up with him back then. That year, he came back successful and found me, saying he wanted to marry me. I owed him a proper explanation. I had planned to tell him everything. I wanted to tell him that when we broke up, all those harsh words I said were lies. He was a good man. He deserved the best girl in the world. They would have a het pie family. I repeated these words countless times, hoping I could smile and say to Xin Yanzhao, be het pie in the future. No one knew how many times I cried in the dark. I'm so regretful. Why couldn't I be the girl who could be with him forever? The day I sorted out my emotions, I wanted to go find Xin Yanzhao. He was at the club doing business. Probably couldn't have a proper talk. His voice sounded a bit drunk. I hung up. Very worried. I decided to go anyway. I arrived at the club, had to search room by room for him. When I finally spotted him through the glass door, I only saw him holding a woman in his arms. I pushed the door open. She turned and saw me, not flustered at all. I held back my tears and asked him, Xin Yanzhao, are you messing with me? He pushed the woman away, approached me, reeking of alcohol, cornering me against the wall, reached up and wiped away my tears. I was going to mess with you for fun, but that day I went to your place, saw how pitiful you were living, and felt soft-hearted. And Meng, how about I really marry you? I just don't lop you anymore, so you need to behave. No crying, no fussing. I have many lovers. If you're always jealous, I'll get annoyed. Hearing Xin Yanzhao say he didn't lop me anymore, my tears fell. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. I whispered, Xin Yanzhao, I came to find you just to tell you, I don't plan to marry you. The breakup that year was because of my mother. Before I could finish, he suddenly grabbed my chin and cursed even more viciously. Don't fucking mention your mother to me. Don't put all the blame on her. You and your mother are both money grubbers. Neither of you is any better than the other. Drunk, he threatened me. And Meng, I said I'll marry you. I'm not asking. You'd better accept it gratefully. He said he didn't want to hear my explanation. The more I made him suffer back then, the more he would make me suffer now. That was only fair. I looked at his face, suddenly felt so unfamiliar. Maybe all the kindness my mother and I showed him back then was really just one-sided. Maybe that year, I should have held on to him tightly, made him worry. Let poverty drag down his ambition. I was so foolish back then. So foolish that even I felt sorry for myself. He continued. I heard Lin Zhaochao used to work at a club, drinking with clients. She still found a decent boyfriend. What if that guy finds out Lin Zhaochao was a hostess? Would he still want her? I was shaking with anger. I raised my hand and slapped Xin Yanzhao. Called him a bastard. To get back at you. I can do even worse things. If you don't believe me, try me. Xin Yanzhao was ruthless. I didn't dare try. I was afraid of ruining Zhao Zhao's hard-won good life. I could only console myself. Anyway, I'm just a worthless life. It doesn't matter where I rot. I'll just marry him. This revenge lasted a long time, until Xin Yanzhao got tired of playing, and wanted to make up with me. But I didn't lop him anymore. I had bruised myself up badly. Couldn't hide it from Zhao Zhao's eyes. She got really angry. For the next 2 days, no matter what I did, I got scolded by her. I cried from her scolding, shouting under the covers. You women are too good at cursing. You just bully me. If you're so tough, take me to my mom. You'd definitely lose to her in a fight. Zhao Zhao was silent for a long time. She stroked my hair, gently coaxed me. Wait until you're better. Then I'll take you to see mom. Oku? I knew she was lying to me, and I knew I wouldn't get better. But I didn't want her to worry, so I smiled and nodded, saying Oku. I started working harder to recover, taking handfuls of medicine, getting injections that left my arms black and blue. Xin Yanzhao watched from the side, clenched his teeth and slammed the door as he left. At night, I heard him arguing with Zhao Zhao. And Meng wants to see her mom. Don't you understand? Just let her go once. What's the harm? I think you're just afraid she'll... Shut up, you bastard. You want her to lie longer, getting in the way of your little lover? The mistress is moving up, right? I secretly wiped away my tears, hating myself for becoming a burden while still alive, making Zhao Zhao so troubled. I stopped asking to see mom, but my spirit gradually faded. I started sleeping a lot. My clear-headed time grew less and less. I thought it was time to say a proper goodbye to Zhao Zhao. Maybe it was a final burst of energy. In the following days, my body hurt more and more, but my spirit got better and better. Probably hearing that I was recovering well, Zhou Qiaoqiao couldn't sit still. She took advantage of Xin Yanzhao's absence to come to the hospital. As soon as Zhao Zhao saw her, she cursed, "Bitches and dogs are not allowed in here. You'd better get out now, or I'll beat you until your own mother doesn't recognize you." Meng, I'm pregnant with Mr. Shin's child. You're about to die. I beg you to be a good person for once. Give my child's father back to me. She was 3 months pregnant. I had been sick for 3 months too. So Xin Yanzhao, while saying he needed me, was holding another woman and living it up. Right, what did he need a dying woman for? He was just lying to me. Good thing I didn't believe him. Zhou Qiaoqiao cried and reached out to grab my arm. I had no strength. Almost got pulled off the bed by her. Zhao Zhao protected me. Got scratched several times by her. Suddenly, someone grabbed Zhou Qiaoqiao's hair, yanked her away. Xin Yanzhao gritted his teeth, looking like he wanted to eat her alive. He viciously cursed at Qiaoqiao. Didn't I tell you? If you dare to mess with my wife, I'll fucking kill you. Zhou Qiaoqiao's expression changed. She was about to speak when Zhao Zhao picked up a pillow and threw it in their faces, screaming in collapse. Take this bitch and get out. Xin Yanzhao dragged Zhou Qiaoqiao away. He said to wait for him to come back and explain. Who wanted to wait for him? I didn't care at all. Zhao Zhao looked down at me and asked softly, Meng, are you okay? Does anything hurt? I clutched my chest, pretending to be sad. I acted spoiled with her. My heart hurts so much. Only shopping can fix it. She was amused by me and thought I was in good shape lately. Agreed to take me out. I bought a roasted sweet potato, got into her car. She's a clean freak, never lets anyone eat in her car. Taking advantage of being a patient, I ate messily in her car. Sweet potato crumbs fell on the seat. Lin Zhaochao gritted her teeth, pretended not to see. I directed her to drive to a high-end bridal shop. She was getting married in spring, but I probably wouldn't make it. I wanted to see her in a wedding dress. She didn't ask why I brought her there, just followed me into the shop with red-rimmed eyes. I picked a strapless silk wedding dress for Zhaochao. My taste was good. Zhao Zhao looked especially beautiful in the dress. We took a photo together, as if I could still see her off at her wedding. I asked her if she wanted to buy it. She rolled her eyes and whispered to me, buy what? It's damn expensive. Just take a couple more photos. I smiled, left her to admire herself in the fitting room, quietly paid for it. She was the best girl in the world. She deserved the most beautiful wedding dress. I endured the cruel pain in my chest and left the bridal shop. Took a TAC 11 to the cemetery to see Mom. Zhao Zhao, this time, it's really goodbye. No joking. Don't cry. After Meng died, Xin Yanzhao always wondered, when he signed the organ donation agreement, what was he thinking? He didn't realize that the day he dragged Zhou Qiaoqiao away was the last time he saw Meng. He started regretting not telling her then. Zhou Qiaoqiao was indeed pregnant, but the child wasn't his. That night at the bar, he drank too much and was dragged to the bathroom and assaulted. By the time Xin Yanzhao arrived, it was too late. Zhou Qiaoqiao was a master at playing the victim. She said she couldn't hold her liquor, so she got drunk. If Xin Yanzhao hadn't made her sad, she would never have gone through that. Xin Yanzhao knew she was guilt-tripping him, but seeing her cry so pitifully, he suddenly thought of Meng. He softened. He helped her put the perpetrator in jail, and gave her money to get an abortion, but he couldn't give her any more than that. He always thought Zhou Qiaoqiao was a very good girl, even though he had spoiled her temper. At least she was obedient. He didn't realize he had raised a greedy viper. That bit him hard when he wasn't looking. He thought Meng must have hated him when she died. Then he thought, he was the one who abandoned her first. Why should she hate him? In his dreams, he asked over and over, and Meng, why did you break up with me back then? You loved me, didn't you? The next moment, Lin Zhaochao would shield Meng behind her, pointing at his nose and cursing. Where the hell were you earlier? When she wanted to talk, you wouldn't listen. Now she's dead, and you come asking? Don't you have any shame? Then Xin Yanzhao would wake up from the dream, startled. He wasn't afraid of Lin Zhaochao. He was afraid of hearing Meng say that she had stopped loving him long ago. His heart started having problems. The doctor advised him not to be too sad. He said he was pretty calm without her. He even started growing flowers. On the balcony at home, there were succulents Meng had kept. When he found them, they were already dead. He heard succulents were hardy. He wanted to try to revive them. Coming home at night, he would squat in front of those succulents and talk to them. He had once seen Meng do that on a sunny afternoon. She was squatting there, hugging her knees, turned around and saw him coming back with another woman. Xin Yanzhao slapped himself hard. He started to alter his memories. In his memories, those lonely figures of Meng all had his shadow added. He would hold her tightly, would gently kiss her, would stay with her forever. Later, at some party, he beat up a cheating husband. Are you crazy? Aren't you always changing partners yourself? What right do you have to judge us? Do you have the right to say that? He broke down, trashed the club room, said they were all lying. He loved his wife the most, until everyone dug up photos of him kissing Zhou Qiaoqiao. He froze and fled. He thought he must have been set up. He needed to figure out how to explain to his wife. He didn't want to make his wife angry. Anger is bad for her health. He rushed home. Just as he got off the elevator, he found a pregnant woman standing at his door. He seemed to recognize this woman. She was the one from the photos. A wave of fear washed over him. Had this woman already found his wife? Had she talked nonsense? Made his wife sad? He reached out and grabbed her hair, dragged her into the stairwell. He choked her. Watching the blood-stained steps, Xin Yanzhao smiled. Perfect. Now no one could ruin his relationship with An Meng. 2 weeks later, Xin Yanzhao was sent to a mental hospital. His behavior was no different from a normal person. The only strange thing was, he always called a broken couple doll his wife. The doll was already very worn, with a piece missing from its chest, as if missing a heart. Xin Yanzhao always kept it by his headboard, smiling at it. He asked his wife, "Why haven't you come to see me yet? Yan misses you so much. Do you miss me?" A moment later, his eyes reddened, and he muttered to himself, "I forgot. People without hearts don't know how to miss." He suddenly remembered. He had lost A Meng's heart a long time ago.